The lesson in the first half of the chapter, in chapter 6, is about demonstrative pronouns. In German we say Demonstrativpronomen. It's quite a mouthful. Demonstrativpronomen refer to a person or something that we just mentioned but don't want to say the whole word again. In English you say this, that, these, and those. Demonstrative pronouns in German are the same as der, die, das. It's not like it's a new word. They're words that you already know. It's just the der words. There's one exception. The dative plural has a new form when you use them as a pronoun. If you take a look at the der chart, this is the der chart. If we're going to use these words der as a pronoun, they stay the same, with the exception of the dative plural. That becomes denen. Let's take a look at some examples of what I mean. Here's the der chart, except you'll notice over here I have the word denen. Here's the first question. Siehst du das Auto dort? If I want to answer that question but don't want to repeat the word Auto, I want to say just that one, then I say, ja, das möchte ich gern haben. The das I get from the word das Auto, which is in this sentence the direct object. A neuter word that's a direct object is up here. That's the word das. You'll find this very simple. It's mostly a matching game. Note, though, that in this sentence, das does not mean the. Okay? It's referring to the car, in which case the car is singular. So I'll say that. In my head, I'm saying that one or this one. Nummer 2, kennst du diese Leute? Leute is plural, okay? When I want to answer that question, but I don't want to repeat Leute, I just want to refer back to them. Leute is plural, and it's a direct object, so I refer to them as die. Ja, die kenne ich gut. In my head, I'm saying, yes, those people, those I know well. In Nummer 3, verstehst du deinen Lehrer? You'll notice that deinen Lehrer is a direct object and it's masculine, which is why this deinen ends in N. Okay? If I go up here and find the masculine direct object form, I'll use den to refer to that teacher. Nein, den verstehe ich gar nicht. That one I don't understand at all. You'll notice when I use demonstrative pronouns and I'm referring back to the noun I already mentioned in the question, it's the pronoun that starts the answer. That's because that is where the emphasis lies. So I put that first in the answer. And when I'm speaking, I actually put a little bit of accent on it. Let me say number 3 again. Verstehst du deinen Lehrer? Nein, den verstehe ich gar nicht. Let's take a look at example number 4. Hast du von deiner Tante gehört? Here in the question, the person that I want to refer back to is part of a prepositional phrase, von. And it's a dative prepositional phrase. That's why there's this er on here on the end of before tante. When I answer that question, I have to use the preposition along with the pronoun. Nein, von der habe ich nichts gehört. So that der comes from right here. That's the feminine dative object, okay? In my head, I'm saying, no, from that one, I've heard nothing. But I include the preposition because the noun that I'm referring back to is part of a prepositional phrase. Nummer 5. Schenkst du deinen Freunden etwas? In this sentence, deinen Freunden is a dative plural word, okay? The du is the subject. The thing that I'm giving, back here the etwas, is the direct object. To whom am I giving it? To your friends. That answers the question to or for whom. That's a dative plural word. So when I refer to them, instead of saying den, here's my new word, nein, denen schenke ich nix. To those people, I'm giving nothing. Yeah? Nummer 6. Wirst du bei deinem Freund Jan wohnen? Here, Freund is part of a prepositional phrase, a dative prepositional phrase. Freund is masculine and bei is dative. When I answer this question, I'll start with the preposition because the word Freund that I'm referring to is part of a prepositional phrase and answer ja. Bei dem werde ich wohnen, meaning yes, by that one I will live. Now you should give it a try. In number 1, I'm asking, hast du einen Computer gekauft? Can you figure out where I got einen from and what case that is and what gender it is? It's definitely not the subject because there's the du. So where does that ending come from? That would tell you there's really only one choice here that ends in N. It would be up here. Okay, this is the object being bought. Answers the question of a direct object. So when I answer the question, what would you say? I would choose ja, den habe ich gekauft. That one is the one I bought. Nummer 2. Hast du deine Cousine besucht? Okay, we're referring to Cousine in our answer. Okay, Cousine, you can tell is feminine. Okay, she's the person being visited. What pronoun would you use to refer to the Cousine without mentioning Cousine? I would get my answer up here. That's the direct object and it's feminine and you say, ja, die habe ich im Sommer besucht. Schreibst du einen Aufsatz für morgen? In this answer, we're going to refer to einen Aufsatz. You are the subject. What's being written? This is where you should be looking for your answer. Ja, den schreibe ich für morgen. Let's try 3 more. Nummer 4. Was hast du für deinen Vater gekauft? We're going to refer to deinen Vater, but it's part of a prepositional phrase, so that's what I have to start with. Für should be a marker for you. Ding, 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 ding. Part of buff dog. What case are you in? What pronoun would you choose in place of Vater? The correct answer is, für den habe ich ein Video gekauft. Nummer 5. Gehst du gern mit den Freunden einkaufen? Looking to replace Freundin in this sentence, and it's part of a prepositional phrase. What case are you in that ends in N? The correct answer is, ja, mit denen gehe ich gern einkaufen. This word den Freundin with a dative marker is where I got that from right here. There's no other word in dative that ends in an N. Mit denen gehe ich gern einkaufen, meaning, yeah, with those guys I like to go shopping. Nummer 6. Fährst du ohne deine Mutter ans Meer? Again, we're referring to deine Mutter in our answer. Which pronoun would you choose to refer to Mutter? The correct answer is die. Ohne is a preposition, a part of buff dog. I start with the preposition in my answer. Ohne die fahre ich ans Meer. Hopefully that explains things. If you need more help, come see me after school.